So the last time we had a public tested gameplay preview back in December. During that, we had a lot of feedback about how the AI performed and what people hoped we would do to update it from there.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been concentrating on that quite a lot. So the first thing, which is a major one that people expected to have, and they will now have it, was the ability for the AI to use different items in game that the player at the time could only use themselves.
So one of the major complaints that we got back then was related to the fact that the AI not only didn't use medkits, for instance. That was the biggest complaint. Not only did they not use, but you could neither access it unless they were dead. So that was obviously the biggest change that we did. So now the AI allows, not allows, actually they do it rather independently. Regarding medkits, for instance, if they're injured and the area is safe, they will stop for a minute, they will take a knee, and they will patch themselves up. And you can also order them to heal a teammate or to heal yourself.
So big one is that the AI can now use medkits.
Mm-hmm.
They can do it independently. They can do it when ordered. They can use other things, right, like throwables and lockpicks and
Yes.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah. The AI right now can use pretty much every single gadget we have in the game. The fiber optics cam, the claymore, the wire cutters, the med kit, and the electronics kit. Not yet, but the lockpick as well. Yeah, and the breach charge. So you can order them to use them wherever you please. The only thing they will use autonomously is the medkit, so you don't have to ask them to do anything. They will do it. They will heal themselves up if need be. But the rest, you still remain in control of your squad. They will only use one of those gadgets when you order them to.
So what there is one restriction, another one in terms of claymores. Obviously, we don't want the AI placing those on their own, especially in realism mode, because
Yes.
As you're aware, you can kill your own teammates with claymores.
Yes, I do that a lot. Well, you need to order. You need to direct your squad to place a claymore where you want him to place it, and yeah, that's he then proceeds to do it.
So in terms of the way we can tell AI to do stuff, there was also an intention that the player gets to choose how much control they want to have. So they don't need to micromanage. They can give individual commands. They can give group commands. But the idea is that the individual can make that decision themselves on how much do they want to control the AI, and how much do they just want to concentrate on clicking on heads. Can you say more about how that works?
All right, so let's start from the beginning. Our vision regarding Thunder Tier 1 is that it's in its true essence, it's a top-down tactical shooter that is supposed to be played in co-op, right? But that being said, we also want to allow players to play the game individually. So if you want to play a single-player campaign, if you want to play it on your own, then you should be able to do so. So we wanted to create a game where you can pretty much finish every single mission out there without having to micromanage your team, right? Your squad will follow you around. They will read the environment. They will take cover when there's gunfire happening. They will use grenades. They will heal themselves up or heal you if you're injured. And this is one of the not this video, but we have some videos where the player is shot and they take priority to trying to get you back on your feet. This video actually shows that, without a blatant disregard of their environment, which means if you're under fire, if you're getting shot at, they will not just run across the open battlefield to try and save you. They will first try to eliminate the threat, which is what happens right here. And then, only then, when the threat seems to be gone, one of the AI will try to patch you up while the others provide cover.
We paid a lot of attention to how AI reacts to situations and how you would expect them to react. One of them is, how do AI react to suppressing fire? So is that a valid tactic? Is it something players can do? And how does the enemy react to that kind of that pressure?
Okay, so now this is one of the new things, actually. So now we have the ability to order your squad to suppress a certain location. You do that, and they will fire some rounds for a determined amount of time. They will fire that location to try and suppress the enemy. If enemies, or even if your squad is suppressed, the AI will be less prone to peek out of cover and to try to shoot you. And should the need arise, they will also try to flee that cover location because it's been exposed. They know you're aware of their presence there, and they will try to look for different cover.
What I really enjoy in Thunder is the material penetration. So not all cover is good cover, depending on what's shooting at you or what you're shooting at the enemy. So is the enemy AI and our teammate AI going to be aware of this? How are they going to, how will they react to still getting shot through a wall, for example?
Well, a lot of what you see in a map is breakable, is destructible. So some cover is not really permanent, so to speak. With this being said, the AI will constantly reevaluate their position and the efficiency of that cover.
Something which happens in a lot of games is the enemy, when they are attacking you, they will view the player character as this, that's the protagonist in the story. It's the hero in the movie that they must destroy at all costs, with no concern to anyone else on the team, and they will go straight after them. How is that now working in Thunder?
Well, we call it player-agnostic. Okay, so let's take a step back. So there are several layers of squad commands or squad intelligence. Let's call it that, or artificial intelligence. One of them is the squad layer, right? So let's imagine a certain squad has been ordered to patrol, or has been ordered to find, to search for and eliminate enemies, or to just defend a certain area, right? So those are rules that certain squads are issued, and they need to comply with them, right? And then there's the individual layer, where they read the world as they perceive it, and then they take decisions upon that, based also as much as possible on the squad layer. Their perception of the world doesn't really care if you're the player or not. If they see an enemy, they treat him as an enemy. They will not focus their actions upon the player. Because again, even though yes, we're trying to create a game that's both single player and cooperative, so they don't care if it's you as a single player, or if you're playing with friends, or if it's an AI member of your squad.
Modding. So obviously this is an Unreal Engine 4 game. Modding is a big aspect of what we've been looking at. How will this work for AI? What will be what's possible?
I mean, this is like a cookie cutter kind of answer, but pretty much anything, right? You will have modders will have basically the same amount of tools that we have as developers. So you will be using Unreal Engine 4, and you can access pretty much everything that we've created regarding AI behaviors and commands, and you can create new blueprints. You can edit the blueprints, add new behavior types, whichever you choose.
Nice. So basically, the answer is yes.
Yes, as Nelson put it, the sky is the limit.
But what is next specifically for AI logic?
Okay, so right now, regarding AI, we're still working on improving certain behaviors, certain reactions as well. We want to improve their close quarter combat. That is something we've been working on. Regarding tactics and regarding let's say the way they behave with the weapon they have at hand. So right now, what we want to do is to make an AI more aware of the type and capabilities of the gun that he is using.